Hi everyone, Ashley Mailloux here with the Daily Racing Form. I've put together a coast to coast pick five for this Saturday, February 18th. Three of the races are from Santa Anita Park, the other two, Gulfstream Park, and a little different than my other tickets. I'll walk through it. My ticket is short and sweet, is what I would like to call it. Things get kicked off at Santa Anita Park in their third race. It's a maiden special weight event at 6.5 furlongs on the turf. It's for California bred or California sired maidens. And I used two runners in here. The number one, Catalina Eddy, was very impressive in his first outing. Now, that was on the dirty, earned a 75 buyer speed figure, which looking at a lot of runners in this field that would tower over this group. He's going to have to tackle the turf. I think looking at the pedigree, he should be just fine. And he's not facing Bus Buzz, who was a runaway winner last time out. The other horse I'll use is the number five, Moon Ice, who at least has some turf experience, has finished second in those last two outings, both at this level, more recently at the 6 furlong distance. I think this one's been pretty, consistent type and at least has the turf experience. So not surprised to see Moon Ice 9 to 5 on the morning line. We'll move over to Gulfstream Park for their 10th race. It's a 5 furlong turf event, a nice allowance optional claiming event. And I was torn between three horses, the 3 Exchange Day, the 4 Brits Candyman, and the 5 Field of Beat. I ended up not using the 3 Exchange Day, just looking at his record, and especially in his last 14 races, he's 1 for 14. So I just go with the number 4 in here and the 5. The 4 Brits Candyman, one of the least experienced runners in the field, 2 for 7 though in the career in terms of wins, was fourth last time out after being part of a pressured pace scenario on the Tapeta, and now in the barn of Bill Theranos, who's had a very good championship meet, 50% in the money, 25% in terms of wins. So I'll use that runner, and also use the number 5, Field the Beat, who I think is going to take a lot of respect in here. Now, I know this one has been a little lackluster in the last couple efforts, but look at them. They've been on the Tapeta at Woodbine. The turf outings at Woodbine have been some of his best efforts. So really excited to see that one back on the grass as long as the weather is good. We move back to Southern California, and we go to the 4th race at Santa Anita, mile and a 16th on the dirt. And looking at this field, I was torn. Originally, I was going to use the 3 Rosematics and the 6 Big Switch, but you can see I've gone a little chalky, I'd say, in those first couple legs. So I do single in here the number 6 Big Switch in terms of her resume. She's won half of her career starts. She's won stakes races against fellow California bred runners, and she's done it easy. I think in terms of pace scenario, there's a bit of pace to the inside, and even though she's been forwardly placed in her dirt routes, I think she might get a really nice trip just off the pace setters. And I think it'll set up beautifully for her. And here she is, though, 8 to 5 on that morning line. We move back to Gulfstream Park for their featured Saturday race, which is the Grade 3 Royal Delta, a mile and a 16th. And I don't personally love using these two favorites in here because they're short prices, but I really think it's hard to distinguish between Kathleen O and Classy Edition. They're very, two different, I should say, very different runners. The two Kathleen O, undefeated at Gulfstream Park, and just to see her performances there, she definitely doesn't do herself any favors. She's typically far off of it and makes a really nice late run. She was second last time out at Aqueduct. I mean, she's really done nothing wrong in her career, and she'll be coming likely from out of the clouds in this event. And the other horse in here, Classy Edition, kind of the opposite. I think she's going to be forwardly placed in here. She was really strong last time out. Now, I know it was against stakes competition, but I thought it was a confidence booster for her. The way she won, she did it really easy. And looking at the horses that she's worked with, I think she's prepping for a really big year for the Todd Pletcher barn. So I use both of them in here. And then to wrap things up, we go back to California for their 5th race, a mile and an 1/8 on the turf, a starter allowance. The number 4, Harper's Gallop, I personally think will probably be favored in this event. And looking at the resume, certainly has a strong resume at Santa Anita Park on the turf. Albeit, though, she's only 1 for 7, but she's 4 for 7 in the money. She was second last time out, well in for the $25,000 tag at a mile. I think she's going to appreciate the stretch out in distance. And the 2 Aloha Kitten, I'm hoping we can get a better price come, kind of when this, wager takes place, just because she is a 2-time winner on the Santa Anita Park turf course. She was second last time out at Golden Gate, and I think she could be sneaky here. She's come from far off of it, but her best efforts out of her last 2 or 3, she's been pretty close to the pace. So I think she's interesting. Another one going to stretch out. And for her, first time going a mile and an 1/8. So that's my ticket. It's a light ticket with that single. It's only a $16 play, so very affordable. And we'll see what happens. I mentioned a couple favorites in here, but we'll see what happens come post time. Best of luck this Saturday.